So this is a 2013 Ford Flex, and the customer complaint on this vehicle is no blower motor operation in the front, but the back blower motor works. And they said prior to the front blower motor ceasing to work, it would work on a couple of the speeds, but not all of them. Okay, given the fact that the customer said that the fan worked on a couple of the speeds, but not all of them before it finally ceased to work, the most likely culprit is going to be the blower motor resistor. And to access the blower motor resistor or the blower motor, we come in through the passenger door. Underneath the glove box, there's this little plastic shield here. It's held in by two Christmas tree style push pins, and then it's just stuck in the back with friction. So I'm going to pull that out real quick. You got to kind of push it this way towards the driver's side, just enough to get it to whoa, my light's moving on me here. Just enough to get it to sneak past this trim panel. Oh, we got some napkins here. Somebody lost their napkins. Okay, so I got the camera set on the floor, and this is the blower motor, and this right here is a blower motor resistor. And then if you look over here to the right, you're going to find, what's that? The missing George Strait CD. If you've been missing your CD, that's where it's at. All right. So again, here's the blower motor. Here's our blower motor resistor. I think since I've already picked up a resistor, well, it was delivered, we might as well just unplug this one and plug in the new one, and then we'll be able to diagnose it relatively quickly. So all you got to do to release this is push on that tab right there. Push that tab right there, and then this will slide right off. A lot of times these are burnt, but this one doesn't look burnt. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I don't know. It looks a little bit funky in there. Now let me grab the new resistor. So here's our replacement resistor. It's a Dorman part number 973-399. I'll link this down in the description below. I'll put some Amazon links. And what's interesting is inside this box, obviously here's our resistor. But look at that. Comes with a new pigtail. Heat shrink, everything. You know why? Because they have a problem with these, evidently. It's kind of nice that they actually included it. Back in the old days, you'd buy the resistor, you had to buy the harness, the pigtail separately. So let's just plug this in real quick and see if this brings our blower back to life. Alright, we'll just let it hang right there for a second. Oh, I can hear the blower. Let's turn it all the way up here. So the blower is working. Okay, so I just got back from my toolbox and I put on my my cheater glasses here, and now I can see a little better. I'm not sure if the camera's going to pick it up or not, but this third terminal over to the right, oh, my thumb's in the way, right there, is burnt. I couldn't see that until I put my glasses on. And that is why this resistor comes with this harness. So we're not just going to put a resistor on this, because what's going to happen is this is going to get corroded and it's going to quit working on them. So we're going to go ahead and solder in that new pigtail, as well as change the, where are we at here? Right here, as well as change the blower. So here's our resistor right here, and you can see there's a bolt right there and one on the other side. They're both 8mm bolts. Well, they're actually screws. They're fasteners. How's that? We'll call them fasteners. There's one. Try not to drop them behind the carpet. They like to fall back there. And there's our second one. There's our blower motor. I'm sorry, there's our blower resistor. Let's have a look-see in this connector. Everything looks fine in there, but there's just a hint right there on the bottom right. Heat. She got a little warm. Oh, no, it doesn't look fine in there. The camera's probably not picking it up, but way, let me see here if I can get it to come in. I can't because my camera's crap. Way in the back it's melted. I'll take a cell phone picture of it and post it. Okay, the blower motor resistor's installed. Now we just gotta replace this little guy right here. Okay, so the pigtail came with these connectors with heat shrink, but they're huge. Like the inside diameter is huge, so we're not going to use those. We're going to use these guys here. Now, if this wasn't inside where it always stays dry, if this was outside the vehicle, we wouldn't be using butt connectors at all. We'd be soldering it with heat shrink tubing. But because this is inside where this is never subjected to moisture because it's up and that shield covers it up, we can get away with using these here. Okay, the new pigtail, all the wires are black, so the wire colors don't match, but it's really easy. All we'll do is we'll hold our connectors the same, and we'll look at our old connectors. So we got our big fat yellow wire. That'll be our first one. Grab this with the pliers before I do anything. Push the rest of those wires out of the way. More napkins, bonus. Okay, so that was our first one. The next one's going to be this really thin little wire. What is that? White with violet? That's going to be that one right there. Uh-oh, that didn't work. Well, shit. Have to do that one again. That one didn't work out for us. That wire's so small. We'll leave that one for last. So, skipping that, the next one's going to be the other yellow wire with a tracer in it. So that's going to be this one. And then the end one is going to be that dark blue wire. So this is our end one. So it's going to be this dark blue wire. I think I better strip that a little more. Okay, and before I shrink these down, I'm gonna cut this one off and redo it. Okay, I was able to cut off the old butt connector, but the issue is the wire size is so different on these two that this little tiny wire is just too small to get pinched in one of these. So I'm just going to solder a wire between the two of them. So I'm going to go ahead and shrink these right now with a little bit of heat here. Okay, I'm going to go grab a piece of wire in my soldering gun and we'll finish that last one up. So I got that small wire soldered up and connected, and I was about ready to plug this in thinking I'd be done, and I thought I'd do a last minute comparison just to make sure because all these wires are black. So I looked at my connector, the first yellow, there's two yellows, let's make two yellow wires so it's confusing. The first one's got a green tracer, so I followed my wire up and look at that, black tracer. The black tracer should be the third one, so I messed up, I screwed those up. So I got to switch those two wires real quick and then we'll be ready. I wonder why they couldn't have just made it the right colors, you know? It's vehicle specific. I mean, how many times did they change the color of the pigtail wiring? Probably not. They probably didn't, but I guess. So let me get that fixed up and then we should be good to go. Alright, with take number 2, as ugly as I made that wiring, it's correct now. I made the job harder than it had to be. So let's plug this bugger in and make sure we have proper operation. Turn the key on. Figure out this HVAC system. I hear it running already. Alright, so there's our full blast. Let's see if we can turn it down a little bit. There's about middle. And there's low. Crank her back up again. Okay. So our circuit integrity is good. It's just ugly. I'm going to unplug this. Get my hand up in there. And we're going to tape it up a little. Make it. Get this cover back in place to hide my ugly wiring job, and call this a wrap. So that's how to get your front blower motor going on your Ford Flex. If you guys found this video helpful, give me a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, check out my other videos. I think I do have a couple other videos on this same Ford Flex that we're working on today. Thanks for watching.